Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Thank you for joining us here for the next 30 minutes to talk about everything intuitive, one of my favourite topics. I am Michelle Reinhardt, your host and the founder of a very cool Facebook community group called Entrepreneurs Globally Unite. I am an intuitive mindset and an energy coach. My guest today is Tamara Belsak. Did I get that right, Tamara? Hello.
Hello, Michelle. How are you?
Very
Thank you for
well.
having me.
Ah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I've been looking forward to this. As you know, being a community member with us, we run these labs once a week to highlight and put one of our community members under the spotlight to shine. Tamara is an intuitive success coach. She can help you recognize the possibilities and tap into your heart's desire and create a passionate lifestyle and business by implementing your intuition. Tamara helps entrepreneurs bring out their leadership qualities by accessing intuition, learning to trust it, and also enrich their lives in every way, spiritually, emotionally, and materially. She helps people find out what they're passionate about and makes it into a successful business. So Tamara is ready to work with people who want to kickstart their lives and start living their life to its full potential. Tamara, is there anything you'd like to elaborate on before we launch into some questions so we can pick your brains and have some fun with intuition?
Thank you very much, Michelle, for this lovely introduction. That's pretty much, yes, what I do. And it has been a journey for me to put it in exact these words, as you now explained it, because it's so hard to tell people, you know, what I help them with. But at the end of the day, this is a very practical journey, but it starts from within. And then, you know, when you're strong from within, when you listen within, then you can show your strength on the outside and have, you know, good results in material world. So this is basically it.
Oh, that's beautiful. So please, Tamara, share with us a little about your journey with intuition.
So, you know, I was kind of a regular girl, you know, school, studies, going out there, rocking it out in the world. Mm-hmm. And then, but I always kind of knew there's something more to life than just, you know, what we were kind of programmed by society, family to do or how to live. Intuition really knocked hard on my door one day when I realized that I was going in totally wrong direction. So I kind of lost everything during one weekend. I decided to let go of everything. So I started my journey fresh, new from start. So I let go of my job. Then I didn't have money to pay my rent, so I had to move back home. I didn't have money to pay for my car, so I had to sell it, etc., etc. Yeah, but it was very difficult time for me. But it was, you know, I needed to let go because I knew it was all wrong. So it was my decision. And I had, at that time, I had this like anxiety attacks, you know, waking up during the night. I couldn't breathe and I had headaches, etc., etc. But I'm, you know, kind of person that I'm basically really strong and I just keep going and I need to find out about why everything is happening. So I started researching. I wanted to help myself. I'm not kind of person to go to doctors to heal my headaches or, you know, anxiety attacks. So that was the time when I really, really took a deep look within and I started, you know, developing my intuition, trusting it, learning these healing techniques, working with angels, etc., etc. Yeah. And
wow, that's fantastic. Why is it we have to hit so low before we realize that heartbeat within, that is what we are called to do? And it's such a a familiar and heart-wrenching story to watch people. And I look at you now, and I can't think for a second that that could be your truth, but I know it is. Now, I have had the distinct pleasure of your assistance firsthand. I had a particularly ordinary day. I think pretty sure it was a full moon, and I had broken my car, my phone, my tooth, everything all in one day. And in desperation, I put a post up on my wall, and your lovely message came back, just, Michelle, can I help you? And I was at the point where I wasn't going to lose it or anything, but I was getting pretty tired of it. And I'm sure, I'd love to hear how, from your perspective, I know how much you helped me heal in that particular instance, because I was really, really unwell. But I'd love to hear the process of which you took me through, so that if there's others feeling like that at some stage, they may be able to reach out to you as well.
Yes. Well, with you, it was kind of in the spur of the moment. It was really intuitive. I just posted because I had this, strong feeling like, just talk to her. If she wants, let's talk. And that's what the community is all about. Not only, selling your business, but also helping when you feel like you can help. So I was really happy that you responded. So what I did was, I actually just met you where you were at this moment. I intuitively checked in on you, and then I met you where you were. So intuitively, I was led to do what we did to help you basically go through the process you were in this exact moment, so that you could release everything that didn't serve you in this exact moment. And with you, it was really powerful process, which you knew already. And I was just holding that space for you. I don't know how you actually felt, but I felt a lot of things, just going from your energy space that weren't serving you. And, it was everything I've learned and everything that helped me. And this is like, I always tell people, you can do whatever you're doing in the world, but the same way as you, wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, wash your face, take a shower, anything, you should clean your energy space every day. It's hygiene, and that's where I start with people. And basically, this is what I did with you, maybe more in depth, and what I was led to do. So I would like to bring this out to the world, so that, when you brush your teeth, you also clean your energy space, something
and
like this.
How do we do that, Tamara? Is it a simple process? Because everyone has so few hours in their days at the moment. So can you do that whilst you're brushing your teeth, or is it something you have to do completely separately? What's your process for that?
Well, at the beginning, you need more time, of course. I just clean my chakras, call upon Archangel Michael to cut the negative energy cords. And at the beginning, it took more energy, basically more focus, so that it was focused from me, so that it was successfully done, so that I could feel it. But then when you start doing it regularly, like at the beginning, it took me half an hour to go through all of this process.
Yeah.
But now when I know how it works and I'm trained, I just think about it and it's done. And I can do whatever I like. And this is what I'm talking about, this simultaneous process of like connecting consciousness, spirit, soul, and material world into one. And this should be all done simultaneously without even, trying so hard. But because we're not trained, we need to focus on what we want to achieve, and that's a part of it. I hope it makes sense.
It does. It's fantastic. And you mentioned before, sorry, I've got so many questions, and I've got a list that I haven't even started looking at yet. You mentioned before, Tamara, you started working with angels. Had you always felt their presence in your life, or was it a brand new insight for you?
I was so drawn to this, you know. I believe that when I was a kid, I felt a presence because I had, you know, these visions and everything, but I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't raised as a spiritual being, like being in a part of a church or something. And I wasn't raised on the other way, like spiritually, you know, like, so it was, but I was so drawn, you know, and with the internet and everything, when it started expanding, I was just, you know, researching where can I find something. Oh, this is interesting. So yeah, so I learned it. And basically when you start trusting this process, then they just keep coming, you know, you just got to be open. Yeah.
Okay, so now the fun bit. So you're about to launch a new program called Attract Success. And you're going to, in that program, I believe, teach people to tap into their intuition and their mindset. Can you share a little bit more about that program? This is fascinating to me.
Yes, I've designed this program based on everything that I have learned. As I said, you know, I've been through a lot of programs. I first finished university, then started working in marketing and PR, and then I started learning, like, you know what I'm talking about. And I kind of combined everything I know into my programs. So this program is what worked for me.
Right.
Like how you can start practicing intuition and not spending, you know, hours and hours meditating or, you know, connecting, so that you can basically use intuition in your everyday life and quickly make decisions based on intuition. And I kind of, you know, when I was working, I found out that your mindset is a really big part of all of that, because you got to trust and you got to train it.
Yes.
So I combined, you know, both. First, opening up your intuitive channels, knowing how the system works, like when the impulse, the intuitive thing comes into your basically body or your consciousness, and then why you need rational mind, you know, so that you can implement this impulse.
Yeah.
And then how to train your mind so that you can experience what you actually try to achieve in your life.
I love that so much. You're just finding some brand new muscles and training them.
Yes. And, you know, there's plenty of practical exercises, and there's a life component to it, because I really believe that I need to see my client. I need to talk to them to really help them, you know, because even though I tell people, I don't know, clear your chakras or whatever, go implement that in your life, it's different. Even though they have, let's say, the same goals, it's different to each individual how they will achieve them or what they need to clear out so that they can bring in new things. So that's why there's a life component to this program too. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So is this a one-on-one program or is this a group program?
This is a group program, but it will be a small group. I love working one-on-one, but I see, you know, when there's a smaller group gathered together, that there's a power of this group also. Yeah, I'm running one group program right now, and it's awesome group. And I see how this energy becomes, you know, more powerful, stronger. So it's, you know, when there's a group, there is advantage in this group energy, and there is advantage if you're more a private person, if you have, you know, specific goals and you want to get them faster, and, you know, then there's a one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I love that. So just moving on from your program, what's been the most satisfying experience you've felt in your business?
Would be actually working in that manner in my business with clients. You know, when I go deep inside of them, when I see the possibilities, when I talk to them, and and that it's me, that I can help them with their breakthroughs, with their aha moments. This is it. This is what I find most satisfying. And, you know, if you can't go really deep, you can't really change anything. You know, it's when you do what you would do for free. That's, you know, that's that kind of work. I could do that all day.
I hear you. I know, and it's such a wonderful feeling. I love to hear you say that. Do you have, or have you had, moments of doubt when setting up your business? I'd just love for you to give any entrepreneurs that are in that process a few suggestions as to how you may have pushed through some of those moments.
Yes, sure. I've had moments of doubt if what I'm doing is, you know, has sense. Does it make sense? Does it make, you know, what am I doing here? Of course, I've had these moments, but I could also say that there was never a moment of doubt where my heart is leading me. So there was only question of how to, you know, how to show this to the world, that this is something that they can help themselves with, what I do, what I have to offer. So basically it's that basic marketing stuff, but it really needs to be authentic, and it really needs to resonate to potential client. So what I would suggest people, you know, it was with me, it was really when my intuition was enhanced, I kind of just followed it, and it was really, really powerful. I don't know if you know my story. I just woke up one day and I said to my partner, look, I'm going to start my own business. And that was it. And before, I was thinking about it like for 15 years, what would I do to start my own business? And I was just looking from the outside, not from within. And this was again intuition knocking on my door, and this was like a push on my back, like somebody was really, really standing there and pushing me, go on your own, go on your own. And it was this aha moment, and everything aligned. It wasn't easy when I was transitioning from being employed to self-employed, but I just went, I did it, you know. And that's that power, that aha moment which intuition can bring in, so that you know you're going in the right direction. And I was developing from there. But I had, of course, many doubts, but I never doubted the gifts that were brought to me just because I made this decision, and because I have this deep search for freedom, you know, and that kind of being brings me freedom. But it's not always easy being on your own. Of course, it's not. You need to trust yourself. You need to have leadership skills. You need to, you know, go out there and be visible, which was a great deal for me, etc., etc. But I always say the gifts that it brought me, like having more time for my two kids that were pretty small then, you know, and I could take the time to be with them. I had to work then late or something, but I could, you know, I could trade my time the way I wanted it, not somebody else tell me when I had to work and what. So, and I could go, you know, to seminars, I could take time off, etc., etc. There's a lot of, I could bring in more money than I did before. You know, there's a lot of benefits to it, but there's also personal responsibility.
Of course. Of course. Thank you so much. I agree with you completely. And Tamara, we're running short on time. So I'd just love to hear from you. Who has been your greatest teacher?
That's a tough question. I think that life is my greatest teacher in general. But I look up to people basically that are following their hearts and intuition. I quote Steve Jobs a lot. I read his biography. But lately I've been into in-depth program in Divine Living Coaching Academy with Gina DeVee. So I thought a lot from her how to actually go and implement what you desire, your business. It was kind of spiritual but very practical program. Perfect. Which I loved. And also I've learned some coaching skills, a lot of coaching skills, which was really good. So I would say she was my teacher now. And, you know, I had to build up my wealth consciousness and everything. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Gina DeVee.
Oh, yes.
Gina DeVee, Divine Living Coaching Academy. Yes, I did. Yeah.
So I'm going to put you in the hot seat and ask you for your 3 hottest takeaway tips for everyone.
So with intuition, I always say, like, you know, it's really easy to listen to it. You don't have to meditate for 2 hours, but you got to be able to put away that noise from the outside so that you can really tune in. And how you can do that when you are, I don't know, doing something in the middle of something, there's a lot of noise around. Is just, you know, take 3 deep breaths and ask yourself, how does that make me feel? And if it doesn't feel good, then your intuition is telling you there's something wrong with this situation, or you gotta take a deeper look at it or something. And it feels good, then go for it. And you can really, sometimes, you know, this is really gentle reminder. But when you are in the middle of, let's say, negotiations or something, and you hear this voice, but you just don't follow it, and that could be your mistake. And then you got to go back and, you know, redo the thing again. So just ask yourself, take that moment for yourself. How does that make me feel?
Nice.
And with the mindset, explore how your mindset works. So write down the way that you are trained, that you have trained your brain to work, and then go analyze what you wrote, because you need to put energy into your words, because your words actually are vibration, are information, and you send it out to the universe, and then you get that back exactly what you sent out, right? So be conscious every moment, every second of what you're thinking, and try to reprogram that. At the beginning, again, it will take you more time, but when you become more conscious about that and start to reprogram it in the right way, then of course it will start working simultaneously, and you can have better results in your material world. And of course, the third thing would be have faith in yourself. Have faith. Faith will take you where you want to be. And maybe I would end this with Einstein quote. I think he said that rational mind will take you from A to B, but your intuition will take you everywhere. So, yeah.
Very, very true. Thank you so much, Tamara. It's been a massive pleasure of mine to have you here and to hang out with you. Tamara, where can people find you?
So you can find me on Facebook under Tamara Belsak, or you can find me on my website. It's again tamarabelsak.com. You can book a clarity call or discovery call or just a call with me. And I also have a group on Facebook where I'm very active, and you can post questions there. It's Passionate Living group, so you're welcome to join me there too.
Thank you. And you'll also find Tamara in our community group online at Entrepreneurs Globally Unite. Tamara is a very active and very well-respected community member amongst us, and I'm very privileged to add personal friend into that. Tamara, your 3 little tips, and I remember you saying this to me one other time: follow your passion, stop dreaming and start acting.
Yes, yes, that's it. Yeah,
absolutely.
start acting. That's maybe the most important part right now, because I see people, you know, coming up with excuses why not act, like they don't
Exactly
have
right.
time.
And to our viewers, thanks for joining us. Please know that we're here every week. Until next time, shine bright. That's what you came here to do. Bye. Bye,
Thank
Tamara.
you very much, Michelle. I'm very honored for you having me. Thank you.
My
Bye.
pleasure. Bye, everyone.